houses across this year. The high end of the high end is what we're talking about here. Adrian Bridges looks after Avenue there in Neutral Bay, across Cremorne, Mossman, you name it, all some of the best properties going to market, and certainly a very good time to be selling in those areas. Adrian, what are you seeing?
Hey, good to see you, James.
I can't see you. I've lost your camera. Sorry, mate. Might need to go out and come back in. I'll give you a better intro too. Yeah, yeah, there you go. I'll give you a nicer intro.
Right, okay, there we go. All right, let's do that again whenever you're ready.
Well, heading to Sydney now and the Lower North Shore, absolute blue ribbon real estate, a man who's been taking care of the region very well over the last many years. He's done fantastic stuff for many families, and certainly 2020 has been no exception. Adrian Bridges of Avenue in Neutral Bay there, of course, Mossman, Cremorne, you name it. He looks after all the good stuff. It's some very nice properties, not just being sold, but coming to market as well, Adrian.
I just froze for a little bit.
You're all right, mate?
Can you got me?
Yeah, gotcha. You seeing us okay or no?
I'm good now. You just froze when you finished your intro.
Oh, yeah, mate. Give you one more.
I'm good now? Yeah, let's do one more. Third time.
We'll give you one more. Well, we're heading to Sydney now in the Lower North Shore. A gentleman who looks after the most blue ribbon properties, of course, Avenue, Neutral Bay, one of the founding partners. Adrian Bridges doing a fantastic job for the very nice properties that we do see across the Lower North Shore there. Mossman, Cremorne, Carrabba, you name it, he's taking care of it. How is the market today?
Right, spoken like a true Lower North Shore local there, James.
Mate, I love it, live it, breathe it.
I think you're a little bit biased. Mate, we've had a cracking 2 months, to be honest. Like, it's actually the strongest quarter we've had as a business. And, you know, I think there's 2 weeks left of, you know, selling time before everyone pulls up stumps. And, you know, we've got the team charged ready to, you know, knock out the rest of the year and ride off the wave that has been, I'm going to say the second half of this year has been one of the strongest markets we've seen.
Yeah, it's remarkable. Obviously, we're speaking to Nera Cosby this week from realestate.com.au, and sort of mentioning 95% of Sydney has seen increases across the last 12 months. You had that belter weekend last time we spoke, 30 million plus of sales in 30 hours. A lot of people, in spite of the pandemic, having some of the best years and best months on record.
Mate, I tell you what, like, we had a record month in October in terms of gross revenue. We then beat that with a record month in November of transactions and revenue. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in December, but so far so good, with a few really strong auction results coming in from the team this week. We had a good result this week, selling a property for $5 million pre-auction, which was a really good result, double what we sold it to them for about 6 years ago. So that sort of plays to the growth that we've had this year in the market. And it's interesting, I was reflecting on what we sold and who we sold for this month, and the majority of them were repeat clients that had only bought their homes 3 or 4 years ago. And some of them, you know, seeing upwards of, you know, 30 to 50% growth, which I would think the majority of that would have been this year, and then most likely 2017 when the market was peaking back then as well. So I think a lot of people are taking the opportunity to take equity out of their homes, upsize, leverage low interest rates, and you know, buy the home of their dreams. Or on the flip side, you know, take the equity out, set themselves up, downsize, clear debt for the next chapter of life. So there's a really good amount of activity and a lot of different things at play. You know, it's not just expats that are pushing the market up. There's a lot of locals who are upsizing, downsizing, people moving from other areas. Lower North Shore seeing a lot of families move out of the eastern suburbs and inner city for a more leafy lifestyle. That's been a really good impact on our marketplace. So yes, really good for us at the moment.
No, absolutely. I think with a year of so much change, changing where you live is probably far easier than ever, and people are going after what they want, what they desire, sort of realizing how important home life is, and getting that right certainly does change the you know, the way each day starts. So great results as always. Good to see you there. And what advice are you giving to owners that are thinking about selling, seeing things are so good? Are we waiting till next year? Are we putting things on now? What's your call?
So look, we've just spent the last week signing things up for the new year. But we're also recommending our owners, if the property's in a presentable state, is give us the next 2-week period to show buyers through, because we expected every time of year stock levels taper off quite dramatically, as do buyer volumes. But this year, we've actually seen buyer volumes increase. We've seen a spike in first home buyers. We've seen obviously a spike in returning expats, and a lot of buyers who have missed out on properties in the last quarter. They're asking for our help to find a property before Christmas. We've got some really active buyers agents in the market. So we're treating every day up until Christmas as an opportunity to get our owners a really amazing price. Failing that, plan B is obviously to launch these properties in the new year. So I think I would say to any owner is, if you're ready to go, don't delay until mid to late January. Engage with an agent right now, because chances are the buyer for your property is on their books, and you're going to have less competing property on the market, and you could get the price that you're hoping for and more, and then go into the 2021 market cashed up to buy your own property in that first wave of new listings that will inevitably hit in mid to late January. That would be my best advice, which is counterintuitive. I think a lot of people start to lose focus this time of year. I think a lot of agents start to take an early break. Our team is working all the way up until Christmas. A lot of us are staying local over the break and fielding inquiry, and happy to show property if the opportunity is there, and help our owners get a sale.
Well, wise words as always. Adrian Bridges, one of the founding partners from Avenue in Neutral Bay. Of course, I saw you working hard through the upswing out of COVID. Looks like you're doing the same in the current upswing all the way to Christmas. Yeah. And great words of advice to anyone thinking about putting their property on the market. Thanks again, AB.
Thanks, mate. Good to see you.
All right, now we're going to cross over the bridge and talk to someone who knows a little bit about auctions and sales. Perfect. Thanks, AB. Nice one.
There were a couple of guys asking you for the link.
think I'm in. Cool. Happy. I'm still recording?
Yep, rolling.
Well, tracking now to the mighty Manning Valley. A man who knows what's what, that is for sure, in the Manning is Matty Burnett. Always a pleasure to catch up. What are we seeing? What's happening there this evening?
Hey, James. Mate,
great to see you. You're out in the land.
Out at the family farm today, playing with a few of the racehorses, which is always fun. Mate, Manning Valley is looking really good. It's still seeing a lot of deals getting done. Some good conversations around new stock for the early 2021, which is always nice to be doing at this time of year.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like there's a fair bit of interest from rural to residential across the Manning, which is fantastic. Where are the buyers coming from? Where are you seeing the inquiries at this stage of the year?
Yeah, look, good question. We've seen a bit of a drop from the Sydney marketplace. Obviously, still seeing those people, but not in the numbers what we were.
Okay, so a slight pullback from the Sydney buyers. Fair enough. And a cracking property coming up this Friday. Sunrise, talk us through this one. 160 hectares, is it? Oh, we've lost you there, mate. We'll just get Matt back in.
Me there?
Got you there, mate. So talk us through the property going to auction this Friday. An absolute cracker. Sunrise, 160 hectares.
Yes, correct. It's just shy of 400 acres. The gentleman that's been there has been there for almost 40 years. So yeah, he's really looking forward to the auction on Friday, and hopefully seeing yourself as the auctioneer down there will be good too.
Mate, absolutely. Always a pleasure to call auctions for you there, Matty and the team. Some of the nicest blokes in real estate. What sort of inquiry are you seeing on the rural properties? There's sort of people coming out of the Central Coast of Newcastle or Sydney. I know you said a slight pullback in city siders.
Yeah, so been a little bit of a pullback. Still a lot of interest in the lifestyle marketplace. Something that the Sydney folk can purchase while still holding their main residence in Sydney, and have it as a bit of a get out of town from the city, and come and enjoy life out here in the country.
Was that a horse or a bird in the background?
Mate, it's one of the horses having a bit of a play over there by the sound of it. So
that's fantastic. I've never heard that style of horse noise before. It's absolutely fantastic. Mate, I appreciate your time as always. I'll let you get back. I believe you're celebrating the end of a cracking year with the team, so I'll let you get back to it.
Thanks so much, James. Take care.
Thanks, Matty Burnett from Ray White, Manning Valley. We're going to head to some gentlemen that are doing fantastic things across Newcastle, Newey, PRD, and the team there, of course, Ryan Houston doing absolute wonders with some great off-the-plant opportunities. Bowline has caught my attention of late. Some beautiful imagery there looking out across the water views. How are you, Ryan?
G'day, guys. Going well, and you?
Mate, absolutely fantastic. A good day of auctions for myself here in Sydney, but always curious to see what seems like never-ending growth for you, you lucky Novocastrians.
Look, we're super lucky. I mean, 2 hours north of Sydney, the largest city in all of Australia. I mean, people are now coming up the freeway and seeing such the livability scores here with the beaches, the harbours, the lakes. We've got it all. So we're seeing a lot of activity from those Sydney siders coming up to Newcastle and making it their home.
Yeah, absolutely. It's certainly a great time to cash in your chips in Sydney and see how far you can take them 2 hours north in Newey. Talk us through Bowline.
Yeah,
so camera there for a second.
Bowline's there in Wickham, 97 apartments off the plan. Now, quite a unique offering at the moment, actually, just with everything that's happening with the new home build grants that the government's announced, the 25,000 new home builder grant. This one does make it eligible for that, and the developers kindly enough also thrown in a Fiat 500 in with that as well, just to sort of sweeten the deal.
I saw that. You've got a sounds like a car park of Fiat 500s, mate. What's the go?
Well, the go is essentially, look, we're trying a bit of a marketing ploy to sort of change it up. We've got a lot happening here in Newcastle, and look, 6 months ago, the local Herald, Newcastle Herald, announced that Newcastle actually had the most new cranes erected in the last. Currently right now in all of Australia. So we've got a lot of development happening. We've got a lot of infrastructure happening. So there's a bit of competition here in the residential space. So we're just trying to make ourselves sort of shine out a little bit more. And we're seeing some great results off the back of it.
Mate, it's fantastic to see a healthy number of crate erections there up in Newcastle, absolutely. But off the plan, obviously, it's also a bold step. It looks like plenty of interest on Bowline there. Lovely outdoor gardens. Of course, some of the finishes in the kitchens, absolutely stunning. Rich marble and all sorts.
Yeah, well, this developer, look, they're focusing purely on owner-occupier downsizers. That's their model. And look, that is the perfect model of people who are making that sea change to Newcastle. And they're seeing this with the beautiful architecture, the larger than standard units with, 2 bedders being 86 square metres internal just on average. My God, they're big, they're spacious with beautiful aspects. And that's why we are getting such good success off the back of that.
Yeah, it certainly seems like another level of opulence that they're delivering there. So best of luck with the rest of those sales and the rest of 2020. Always great to catch up, Ryan. Appreciate your time.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. We're going to head south to Sydney now to have a quick chat to a man at Avenue. Of course, Adrian Bridges, one of the founding partners of Avenue, based there at the original spaceship they have in Neutral Bay. We'll cut that. Perfect. And then we'll cut from Adrian to Thomas if he's ready.
Thomas is ready.
Hey, Thomas, we'll just, do you want to touch on anything, Tommy? Just grab Tommy in for a quick little chat.